Welcome to another Infinion Friday. I'm Squidgrow Joe here with DeFi Shaun and our buddy Mark. Guys, listen, computers, they're a tricky thing, okay? I was my video card that I thought was my fans. I think it's my RAM. Computers are always breaking down. I might just build a new one. I don't know. But we're here. And you know what? It wouldn't be Infinion Friday if we weren't late. Starting it on time. Now that feels weird. Guys, once again, I really appreciate everyone being here today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell, put that bad boy in awe, and make sure to hit a like on this video if you're watching after the live stream. Also, if you have any questions, stay tuned afterwards to ask any and all available questions. We'll try to be here to answer them for you guys. We all appreciate everyone's patience and everyone being here today. Thank you so much. Once again, like I said, my name is Joe. He is Shaun. He is Mark. Infinity on Friday, and we appreciate you guys' patience.
All right, what's going on, everyone? So, hasn't been a huge week publicly, but it has been a very huge week behind the scenes. As people saw, we extended Tier 2 another week because we did want to kind of line that up with the release of the deck so the public can see it and get to know it. But as everyone's been waiting for it, DeFi Mark was able to join us this week. He's going to go ahead and give us the update on the decks and talk a little bit about what it took to actually build this decks. But yeah, Mark, if you want to go ahead and give us an update and let us know what timeframes look like and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shaun. So in terms of the decks, it's looking like it's still in QA. So everything's finished. We're just still messing around, trying to break it, find everything that we can do to make it better and improve it. So the user experience is just as seamless as swapping anywhere else. But yeah, the decks did take a couple weeks longer than it was originally scoped and estimated to take, just because of how unique it really is. The aspect of I don't know if you're still calling it Infinion Plus or Wrapped ETH, the aspect of their wrapped asset that always rises in value compared to Ethereum, being the main Ethereum asset for this DEX, changes quite a bit with it. So not only the smart contracts had to be updated, but all of the math for determining swaps, liquidity, adding and removing, all of that had to change. So it became a completely custom solution, which is perfect because we have fine-tuned control over the entire deck. So when it comes to adding new features, changing things, it's a lot easier, which is a good thing about building it all from scratch. But the coolest thing about this deck, undeniably, is the wrapped Ethereum asset. So whenever transactions happen on the Infinion chain, no matter where they are, every token on the DEX will rise in value. That is, well, every token on the DEX that's paired with Ethereum, I should say, will rise in value in Ethereum, even from people not swapping. So people don't even have to buy these assets for them to rise in value, just because their backing asset will be rising in value just from any transactions across the blockchain. Doesn't even have to be swaps. It's a really innovative and a really cool system, and making that work in theory was the first challenge. Then making it actually work in reality has been the second challenge. But we are pretty much done with it, just testing it, fixing little bugs here and there, and it should be ready to go live for you guys next week.
Oh, very cool. Also, Mark, while we got you, so we haven't decided on the exact details. Obviously, we can't give a percent because it's dependent on the blockchain, but we've been saying we're going to do something cool with the staking. So what we have decided to do is we're going to go ahead and send 5% of the gas fees that are made on the blockchain to a staking pool for people that stake their tokens in that staking pool. So just like we're going to have our staking pools where you stake your Infinion and you receive back Infinion, we're actually going to have a staking pool where you receive our ETH. Basically, 5% of the gas fees are going to be getting kicked back to that staking contract. So again, there's not going to be any kind of APY or anything attached to it because we don't know what the blockchain is going to do. We don't know the amount of fees it's going to bring in per day. But I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that, Mark, about exactly how that's going to work.
No, yeah, absolutely. So this is a way to utilize your Infinion tokens, not necessarily to gain more, but to actually gain passive income from. Because staking is great, but sometimes it feels, for some users, you're pretty much just increasing your bag size. And if you really love a project, you don't necessarily want to exit right away or over time. So a great way to not have to, take your staking rewards and then sell them and impact the impact the project that way would be to just lock up your Infinion in this pool and just let it earn ETH for you. So it's a great way to turn your Infinion tokens into passive income in a sense. And this reward would scale on the success of the blockchain. So the other thought behind it was to kind of give everyone a vested mutual interest in making sure that this chain gets a lot of users, builders, traction, exposure, because the success of the chain would directly lead to the success of the staking pool for this one. So it's definitely, you don't have to pick one or the other. You could always put a little bit in both. You could check it out. You can leave. We're not going to make the lock time long on it. I don't believe we've nailed down those details yet, but definitely this is going to be an amazing way to stake Infinion, earn ETH without hurting the Infinion chart. Because a lot of these pools where you earn Ethereum or earn a native asset for staking a token, usually those tokens are being sold down somewhere in the process to fuel those rewards. But in our case, it's not at all. It's actually just coming from the gas fees on the blockchain itself, which is a really cool and innovative way to do it. I have not seen that ever done before as well. So yeah, we're really taking this tech and exploring all the possibilities with it. And I think that this is a good starting spot for a lot of users to understand why the Infinion blockchain is different and better than a lot of these other L2s.
Yep. Every time we have conversations in the background with Mark or whoever, the conversation is always, how do we benefit the community? How do we benefit the holders? Obviously, with this 5%, you essentially kind of get an ownership stake in it when you stake your tokens. Now, I know the question is going to come. Just to clarify, this is a separate 5% from the NFT holders. So the NFT holders will get their 5%. So if you have NFTs, your NFT is in no way, shape, or form getting devalued. You're going to go ahead, you're going to get your 5%, and this is going to be a separate 5% that we're going ahead and we're kicking back to the staking pool. So like Mark said, I don't think either anyone else is doing this, because again, I don't think any blockchain is doing this. We're essentially setting it up to where the busier the blockchain is, the overall ecosystem just continues to grow and grow. And you actually see what it looks like when the blockchain itself is kicking back pretty much all of its funds and back to the ecosystem, whether it's to NFT holders, whether it's buying and burning the native tokens, whether it's a staking pool, whatever it may be. So with all that being said, I do have a couple predetermined questions that I got out of chat for Mark for the blockchain. If you have any questions, definitely go ahead and comment them right now. And as we go along, we'll get Mark to answer them. But I actually got one pre-typed that I want to get going from Mark. All right, Mark, you ready for some questions?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. So do we have information regarding the average block time on the blockchain, as well as the validation consensus mechanisms?
So the average, the block time on Infinion will be 2 seconds, similar to a lot of L2s, similar to Arbitrum, Base, Polygon, etc. Validation and consensus mechanisms are pretty much standard with any OP stack blockchain. It's not in terms of that. The innovation isn't necessarily with how that's being handled. It's pretty much the same way any L2 is handled. So if you look at Arbitrum, or any derivative of Arbitrum, so any asset where the blockchain has the native asset ETH as its native asset instead of a token, they all are kind of run the same way, if that makes sense. But yeah, the main push to this, I know this isn't necessarily part of the question, Shaun, but I wanted to bring it back to it because you mentioned it before, is that I've never sing anyone do this with a blockchain. I believe we are the first movers in this space with having part of the gas fees be an actual thing to utilize throughout the ecosystem, instead of it all going to, writing to the L1 or paying a validation, etc. We're actually able to utilize a good chunk of it to spread around the ecosystem and, as Shaun said before, benefit holders. And I really think that it's cool, and it opens up so many doors. Now, buying and burning the native, giving it to the NFT, giving it to staking, that's just the beginning. Things, of course, as we come up with ideas and as the community requests things, it might be used for more and more things. It might be spread out, different areas allocated. I know that some things are locked down, like the NFT 5%, but we're really just getting started on the innovation. Right now, we're just trying to build the ground for this blockchain. We're really trying to build it up from square one and get everything needed on there, the DEX and many other utilities that I don't know if they've announced, so I won't speak out of turn. But once that's all there And once we have all the groundwork to make a functional blockchain ecosystem for everyone, that's when we can start innovating and really coming up with new ways to give value back to holders and incentivize people to do what's in the best interest of the platform. So it's really exciting. I love working with new technology, and this one opens up so many doors. I mean, having an asset on your chain that only goes up in value based on chain activity is pretty insane as well. So yeah, it's just I appreciate all you guys for coming through this journey with us, because I think it's going to be a mover. Absolutely. Okay, sorry. We can go back to questions now. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Awesome. Yeah. The more information, the better. Also, well, Coin Monster just asked this as well, but how many transactions can the blockchain handle per second? I want to say I saw it in our chat.
I did post in the chat. I believe it was around like 80 or something per second, or was it 100 something? Let me look. I have so many numbers flying around in my head all the time. I sometimes forget.
While you're looking, I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. Will it be listed? I'm assuming you mean on Binance Exchange. So the goal, like with any blockchain, is to be everywhere. We want the native token to be everywhere possible. With Binance, it's a matter of funding. If we have the funds to do it, I believe we have the connections to get it done.
667 transactions per second. So I was very off.
There you go. Yep. So awesome. But yeah, the goal is to get on every exchange, including Binance. It's just a matter of funding. It is not a cheap thing to do. But yes, that is the ultimate goal. Let's see. We have any more questions, Joe, right at the top? I think I have another question. All right. This is definitely a Mark question because I have no idea. Oh, there goes Matt answering. All right, so next question. Do we have any L2 scaling solutions in place? ZK rollups, maybe.
ZK rollups are just a different type of L2, kind of like how it's set up. The way that we have it now is very easy to scale it. Like we could always increase transactions per second, and there's other ways to do it, but pretty much the way that this one works is similar to Arbitrum. So all of the stack that Arbitrum has available and Optimism is kind of the stack for this chain. So any questions that you guys are wondering like this, if you ever look up the answer for Arbitrum or any of those, this is not just for this question, but for anyone, the same things apply to say Arbitrum, base, Optimism, etc. We took that as a base and built on top of it to add these new features. But in general, when it comes to an actual layer 2, the way that ours is set up in like the base code of it is based on Arbitrum and Optimism. But we did take that as a base and innovate on top of it, and in a way that I've never seen done before. But yeah, so when it comes to scaling, scale is never really that much of an issue with an L2, since it's mostly based on taking a bunch of data, writing it to the Ethereum L1. So yeah, everything that's in place for all of these major competitors would also be an option and a possibility for us, if that makes sense.
Yep, I think I got you. Let's see what we have next. This isn't really a Mark question, but how long will the blockchain keep up? I mean, we don't plan on going anywhere.
When he says keep up, does he mean like how long will it be around?
I'm assuming that's what he means.
Ideally forever. I mean, that's the hope for any of these, any crypto asset. You don't want to think about the end state of it ever. So I'm not sure what could ever make it shut down in any way, but the way that blockchains work, there's always someone that could be running the node to keep it running. So I guess the only time it would go away is if every single human that knows about Infinaeon just gave up on it and left. That's probably the only way. So forever ? I guess would be my answer.
All right. So this is another question because we've been asking a lot, I believe. What about validators? Yep. Is that an option with the blockchain?
Not right away. It's usually good to get a good amount of users there first before you start rolling this out, just so there's a competition there and there's enough people to where it's harder to have one set of users fudge things in a certain way or block transactions or stuff like that. Building up the decentralization of it first. This is something that we're going to be able to offer soon and even give rewards for down the road. But in the immediate roadmap, it's not going to be public, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see. Next up, we have, does the native token automatically get connected to the liquidity token? I'm not 100% sure what he means by that, but
I think he's talking about WETH, the wrapped ETH that's on the DEX, I believe. And yes, so the native token is Ethereum, just straight up Ethereum, nothing fancy. But our wrapped Ethereum, which is going to be used across not just the DEX, but anything. Anyone can utilize it. It's a public smart contract. Anyone will be able to add it to their whatever systems they have in place. Anyone can utilize this WETH and gain access to its appreciation. People can even just buy it and hold it. Instead of just holding ETH, you can hold an ETH that only gains ETH. It's like an ETH staking pool almost. And this token is going to be across the entire platform. And so the way that it will gain value is whenever transactions are made, that piece of the gas fee is sent to a smart contract. And whenever that smart contract is triggered, which we can have running on a every minute, every hour, or maybe when it hits thresholds, we can do it automatically whenever we want in that sense. And anyone can click the button to trigger it. Whenever it is triggered, it will split up that gas fee across everywhere. So including the wrapped Ethereum asset, which will make it rise in value, including the NFTs, staking, buying and burning Infinaeon, so on and so forth. So when I say automatically connected, I would say yes, because the gas fees they're held in a contract just to not make gas more expensive. So that way it's triggered instead of every transaction at buying and burning and doing all this. But it will be automatically executed every certain period of time, whatever that might be. It might be like every 5 minutes or something. And so every transaction, every 5 minutes, all the gas fees from those transactions are going to be dispersed to wherever they need to go, including the liquidity token is what I believe you mean is the wrapped Ethereum, which will raise the value of every asset paired with it on any DEX, not even just the Infinion DEX. But if other builders come on and build their own exchange in the future, they will also have the same benefit of that wrapped Ethereum gaining in value and rising the value of all their tokens. I'm excited to see what some of the builders in the community come up with for different ways to utilize this wrapped Ethereum asset. Because the thing about this wrapped Ethereum is there's no fees. So even though it's rising in value, there's not a fee to get in and out of it. It is just truly one-to-one with Ethereum in that way. So there's a lot of ways I think that people can create some pretty cool DeFi protocols built around that this wrapped Ethereum asset. The DEX is just probably one of the coolest ones because it's easy to see, because you can see these tokens rising in value. But I can already imagine a bunch of systems, even lending and borrowing would be really interesting to have an asset that rises in value as collateral, for instance, compared to just normal Ethereum. So I'm excited to see what the builders and the community come up with. But I believe that I hope that answered your question. I think that's what you meant by liquidity token. If you meant something else, just comment again and make a post. I'll address it correctly. Oh, I think I lost you, Shaun.
You muted.
Hey, sorry about that. I was muted. All right. I think I can answer this one. Or start to. So your website, when it says 50% will be used in buying and burning, but my question is buying to where? So the way the ecosystem's set up, there's 3 different tokens. There's the native token, which is the token that you get in the pre-sale. There's the LP token, which is what we're talking about. That's what you're going to wrap your token with if you launch it on our blockchain. And then there's also the gas token. So the buying and burning will be going back to the native token, which is what you receive in pre-sale.
Yeah, just quick clarification too for some people. The native token usually is like the gas token in a sense, like just the semantics here. So Ethereum is going to be the token that you pay gas with. It's just straight up Ethereum, worth the same cost. You bridge Ethereum from base ETH NEL2 over to us, same thing. Then there's the Infinion asset, which is the asset Shaun's talking about. That's the one that's going to be bought and burned. That one isn't used as gas throughout the platform for a variety of reasons, but that is going to be one of the central tokens of the platform. Think about on Arbitrum, how you have the Arbitrum token. It's not necessarily used as gas, but it is their token, and they utilize it throughout their blockchain. It's going to be similar in that way with us, but ours is better because we have way more incentives and way more cool stuff built in. And then there's the wrapped Ethereum. So on every chain, if you guys are familiar with BNB, which is where Infinion started, so I'm going to use this as an example. You've probably seen wrap BNB somewhere, WBNB. It's used everywhere. I mean, there's over like, I think it's like $100 million of BNB inside of the wrap BNB token. It's used throughout all different platforms, basically as a tokenized version of BNB instead of it just being a native. Same thing with us, but ours has the unique property of not staying one-to-one with Ethereum, but actually only rising in Ethereum over time. So every time something happens, this wrapped Ethereum is going to be worth more Ethereum. So let's say day one comes, you guys run and mint your wrapped ETH, or add liquidity, whatever you want to do with it. It'll start, if you put in 1 ETH, you'll get 1 wrapped ETH. But in a couple days, weeks, months, etc., you could destroy that 1 wrapped ETH and get more than 1 ETH out. You could get like 1.1 ETH or 1.2 ETH, just as an example. And that value, that redeemable rate for what does 1 wrapped ETH get me in ETH, that's what's only going to go up over time. That one can't go down. It's only built to increase in value. 1 wrapped ETH will always be worth more Ethereum over time, not less. And so this 50% to buy and burn, what this is going to do is this is going to take some of that Ethereum, the gas fees, in this contract. And whenever it's triggered, it's going to go and buy Infinion from the Infinion DEX that's being released next week, early next week, and burn it. And when I say burn it, I mean destroy the supply entirely. So it's actually going to not just send it to an address, not do anything like that. It's going to delete it. So the total supply will decrease, and the rarity will increase. So it's definitely a great way to give value back to an asset, because all the money going in to buy it won't be sold again from those tokens. Like those tokens that are used that you buy are then just destroyed. So the only way to reduce that price is someone separately selling, like those assets that are bought are gone forever. So the goal over time is, of course, to reduce the total supply of Infinion lower and lower, because it's a way to give bonuses to people that have been here since the beginning and we're holding, because their share of the supply, their percentage, will only increase over time.
Yep, let's see. So this is a quick one. So will there be a countdown for the first time the blockchain goes live? So we just finished the first part, DEX, the staking, and the bridge. We have 3 more things we have to finalize, which we're working on right now. And then it will be ready to go live. But yes, once we have that hard date, we can definitely get a countdown timer going. Then next up we have, can I buy the native token and hold it for ages? And will that grow in value if I just hold my tokens, or will I need to wrap them to build the value? So the native token is like, Mark, you might be able to explain it too better, but the native token is like any other token. The LP token, if that's what you're referring to, the wrapped ETH, you can wrap your ETH with that. And yes, it will just continue to go up in value, assuming there's transactions on the blockchain. Mark, if I explain that right, or
yeah. So Infinion is just is a token that can fluctuate up or down like any other. Nothing special to it in that sense. Well, when it comes to rising in value only, it's going to have market volatility, everything else. So it has the opportunity to go really, really high, and also has the opportunity to go down. With Ethereum, it's just standard Ethereum. So if you bridge over ETH and you just hold it on the chain, that will not grow. You will need to wrap that Ethereum into our wrapped ETH in order to be able to sit back and let it gain in value over time.
Yep. Just to kind of clarify, though, the native token is kind of it's like the token of all tokens. It's going to be getting tons of buying and burning kicked back to it on the token side. And then on the LP side, the token that it's wrapped with, that's just going to continue to go up in value. So this token is just going to have all kinds of stuff being thrown at it. The underlying asset will continue to appreciate in value. And then also transactions from the gas fees, from the DEX fees, and everything are also going to be buying and burning it. So this is going to be like, I guess you can say, like in my mind, the token of all tokens. If there's transactions on the blockchain, and again, never financial advice, I'm not guaranteeing that anything will happen as far as the price and, guarantee it to explode. But in theory, if there's transactions on the blockchain, this thing should go absolutely crazy. All right, let's see.
We have a question from Mitch. He says, what's going to be the best way to have similar result as Operation Phoenix burn staking?
I would say definitely the new staking pool that returns ETH. It's a little better though because you don't have to burn your tokens, so you can always withdraw them whenever you want. But yeah, that's going to be the best way because it's going to be a similar system where you utilize your Infinion to earn real world value in native assets, like Ethereum, instead of just earning more tokens. So it's a good way to put your Infinion to work for you.
We have another question by Old Man Gaming. He says, do you feel in a good spot at the moment with the raise? And do CoinPresso think we are where we need to be before the pre-sale takes off?
Yeah, I'll actually answer that. We actually got an update today. So today, actually, it was yesterday, but today we're actually about to double our, again, we're coming out of that ramp up phase. So starting today, I believe it is, we're actually doubling our Web 2 marketing. So essentially, basically doubling our presence everywhere. So again, we're about to hit that phase, or today, I guess you can say we're hitting that phase of really amping up the marketing to hopefully start getting seen everywhere. And I will say we are growing. Almost everyone I come in contact with through people asking for videos from my YouTube channel and different things like that have heard of Infinion, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitter, but we're definitely growing and people are definitely starting to find out about Infinion. And of course, the tech that Mark has for us is just absolutely next level. And again, assuming there's transaction, it's going to be something that I don't think the space has ever seen before.
Yeah, and guys, have any more questions? Let us know right now. We're going to be wrapping up soon, but we got a question from VIP. He says, so when I get my tokens, I should just wrap it with ETH on your blockchain and then it will grow?
Yeah, can I just like what's it called? Put everything one more time in because we're using a lot of fancy words here like native asset, liquidity token, all these things. I'm just gonna say the like more or less just how it works from without using these terminologies. So when you go on the blockchain, the asset you get to transact is Ethereum. Same Ethereum that you'll transact on Ethereum mainnet, on Base, on Arbitrum. Same thing. We have a wrapped Ethereum that will grow in value over time. It's almost like an ETH staking, but it's still a token that you can utilize. So you can wrap your Ethereum into wrapped ETH, no fees involved with it whatsoever, and you will be able to earn Ethereum over time, in a sense, from putting your Ethereum in there. And that helps in a few different ways. It helps users gain value, but it also helps rise the value of all tokens that are paired with wrapped Ethereum. So the token of the blockchain, in a sense, it's not the native asset, it's not the gas token in a sense. It's just the token behind the project and the team building it is Infinion. So you don't wrap Infinion and you don't have to pair Infinion with ETH to earn value. Infineon is just the separate asset, the one that we're building a lot of incentives and different mechanisms to support. So everything on the blockchain is going to be going back to Infinion one way or another. So I'm not saying it's you shouldn't get it. It's definitely a good token to have 100%, especially on the chain. But when it comes to gaining ETH, and I think this is what you were referring to specifically, how to maximize your value, that is separate from Infinion. You would just take your Ethereum and wrap it. You can do that on the DEX. You can do it with or without buying Infinion. You do not need to do one or the other. So they're very separate. Infinion's the token that we're building a ton of support into. And then we have ETH and wrapped Ethereum. So those are the three kind of assets, if that makes sense. I just wanted to break it down one more time.
No, yeah, because it's a confusing concept. It's a little bit different because we are doing something different. So yeah, people are getting very confused. But like Mark said, if you want to wrap your ETH with the wrapped ETH to continue to go up in value, you do not need to hold the Infinion token in order to be able to do that. Also, just to clarify, because I know people get a little worried, I brought your coin by copying BNB address on the preset website, but I didn't connect my wallet. That's completely fine. You will get your Infinion sent to that wallet. You are not required to connect your wallet with that. Also important to note too, you can hop on over to my YouTube channel, Joe's YouTube channel, and there's like 25 other YouTubers that have content out with us right now, kind of explaining how the whole ecosystem works. Also, how many of these have we done, Joe? We've done like 7 or 8 months worth of these pretty much every single Friday. So there's tons of backlogs of stuff you can catch up with to see exactly what's been going on. But also, like we said, we got the main portion of the DEX done, the DEX, the stake, and the bridge. I know we're working on the token builder, the token locker, and the pump.fund. The pump.fund or lunar pump.fund is what we're going to call it. is really exciting because it potentially brings tons of transactions to the blockchain, but it also allows people to be able to launch tokens without having the knowledge of, of actually being a developer. But we actually also have a cool promo video we can show for that, Joe. If you have that queued up, we can go ahead and play it, because our promotional content is next level. And as we start to roll out these things and they do start to go to mainnet, we obviously will start showing these promotional materials to the masses. But, we're kind of sharing it here for everyone that's watching now so that they can kind of have a look at exactly what we're doing.
Hello, Moon Boy. Fantasizing about going to the moon again, eh? Have you ever put any thought into how to actually get there? I mean, you are called Moon Boy after all. Shouldn't you maybe go to the moon every once in a while? You've had an idea? And it's going to get you to the moon? Well, it sounds like you need an epic montage.
All right, why was that the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life?
Totally makes me want to go watch Rocky or something.
I had never, this is my first time seeing that.
What
the hell? I just watched. That was amazing.
Joe, if you have it,
I have it.
Watch this guy, Mark. You think that was next level? Check this out.
In this brave new world of financial insecurity, the next iteration of DeFi does not require a big leap of faith. Just one small step. Connect. Infinity Bridge. Access a world of possibilities.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Who does that for you? You gotta connect me with that guy.
Yeah,
That's
so
insane.
he's on our team. Mr. Pixels handles all of our, basically community manager, handles all of our community stuff, our Telegram, our Discord. He does all of our graphics. He does all of our everything. And right now he's working on No Doubt, which is going to be an epic blockchain promotional video. So cannot wait to see what he comes up for that. So we can kind of start pushing that everywhere. And again, we're trying to do everything absolutely next level here. I know I keep seeing this question. Have you guys partnered with the big influencers? We have. If you hop on YouTube in particular, because if you're not aware, myself and Joe are YouTubers, so we're all over there. We got where to have your Crypto Zeuses and your Tyler Hills and your Austin Hiltons and your Zach Humphreys and people in partnerships, not just one-off videos. And we're going to continue to grow those partnerships. We're working with a Web 2 partner, Coinpresso. If you go back and watch last week's episode, we actually had their CEO on the show who we're not just hired to promote us, but he's actually behind us. He loves what we're doing. He's backing us 100%. It was an awesome episode. So we're taken care of on the Web 2 side. And again, we're just kind of getting started on the Web3 side. We're going to grow well beyond the influencers that I just mentioned. But it's a good thing about Joe and myself, the other founder, Mike in particular, we have all these back-end connections with these influencers. And it's, I always say we don't have to go like a lot of people do and go into their comment section and just comment and hope they notice. We pretty much have relationships with all these guys. So most of the time it's just a matter of picking up the phone and calling them, not, doing all these crazy things to try to get people's attention. So everything we're lining up to do, we've definitely set ourselves up for success. Adoption of a blockchain is no doubt hard. That's going to be the hardest thing we've probably ever done, but we've set ourselves up from the connections to Mark and his technology to these videos that Mr. Pixels puts out. So again, we're doing everything we possibly can.
Man,
to
yeah, it's just
mainstream
about
adoption.
Yeah, just about spreading the word, man, because what we're offering is insane. Like when it comes to a reason for someone to move to your chain, that's a lot of the things that chains struggle with is, okay, but why? Why would they ever come here instead of anywhere else? And I think we give quite a few answers to that why. Wrapped Ethereum being one of the most attractive ones. It's like, why would you hold your ETH on Base or Arbitrum when you could bring it here and just have it grow without fees or anything? It's kind of a no-brainer. So yeah, we're definitely that's one of the hardest things when it comes to starting your own chain is what's unique. Why would I use this over what I currently use? And there's no better incentive than a financial incentive. So we're definitely building in all the different ways and things that you could entice different communities to come over and check out Infinion.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we definitely have the tech, never before seen done. And Joe, I just sent you a message. We might as well for newer people, because seems like every broadcast we're getting newer people. If you want to go ahead and show, we actually have more videos of stuff that's going to be coming from the DEX and the swap. It's all kinds of different things. So yeah, we might as well show it. We have a few more minutes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep. So that's our merch store. It is live. I actually have merch I think is going to be coming in tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. I live in Louisiana, so probably don't get much use out of my hoodie, but nonetheless, it's coming in. I'm super excited for it. And I think we have one more video that we can go ahead and show too.
Swap frogs, swap cats, swap dogs with hats. Swap Donald Trump for Kim Jong-un. Swap to get rich or just for fun. Swap coins that have utility and coins that are simply just a meme. Swap coins that open doors for you and coins that take you to the moon. Swap tales and stories about all the fun you're going to have in the next bull run. From me to you and you to me, let's swap together for infinity.
Very cool.
Man, how many of these do you guys have? You just have a whole.
Yeah, we that's actually not even all of them. We have a utilities one. Hey, I mean, like I said, I can send this one to Joe.
Are these have these been released already, or is this the first time everyone's seeing them?
No. So last week, so the Lunar Pump one was new. Last week we introduced the bridge one. Now we haven't started pushing it mainstream yet because obviously the bridge isn't live yet. Lunar Pump isn't fun yet. So we're kind of giving everyone here kind of the sneak peeks and everything that we have going on. But yeah, once that bridge does go live, the DEX goes live, we're going to be pushing this everywhere. And I think we got one more. I just sent you, Joe, if you want to hit that one.
Yeah, it's uploading right now. I'll be done in a second.
Yeah, Shaun, you should send me the Lunar Pump one. That one was by far the coolest.
Yep, I can send it to you. Not a problem.
I'll send it around to a few people.
The montage, because I guess I guess you could say a big Rocky fan and stuff like that. That was to me, that was just next level watching like a montage like that.
And then we have the utility video, right? Yep, it's available right now.
Mike, Mr. Pixel works 24/7 in our cellar. Content for 5 years is safe. So will the blockchain be ready by end of November? So that is our goal. We don't like to give hard dates because we do have 3 very important things that we have to finish up, Lunar Punt being one of them, to completely go live. But rest assured, we are working as fast as possible. Nobody wants to get this thing live more than the people you're talking to right here. We've been working on this forever. It's I cannot wait to get this thing going live.
Oh yeah, not to pat myself on the back or anything, but in terms of the throughput that our dev team has had of just churning out these utilities and churning out these products, I know the decks took a little longer than we initially thought, but still, man, we've been releasing at least behind the scenes so many different apps that I don't believe are public yet, Shaun. But you guys have been able to click around with and see like the preview links for them. Yeah, man, we've just been churning stuff out, and one of the major ones is the Lunar Pump. So yeah, we've been grinding day and night for this thing. So going as fast as we can, absolutely, and we're coming stock with every utility that you need for a chain.
Yep, one more. Well, we're not done quite yet, Joe, but let's play the Lunar Pump one on the outro. People definitely keep saying that they want to see it on the outro. And also, too, I mean, it's not a secret at this point. We haven't gone public with it, but the NFT marketplace, we are kind of fast tracking that. For people that aren't familiar, our 4,200 NFTs have already sold out. We know that there's going to be a secondary market for it. So we do want to get that NFT marketplace up sooner than later. So initially it was going to be something a little bit further out, but I think that we are going to be moving up that timeline on the NFT marketplace just so that mainly we can have our stuff go up on it. And also, you know, for other projects that want to launch just more transactions and different things like that. And so one more question. Funding is overall doing good. We sold out our NFTs, which is all going to development. The raise, I want to say, is closing in on 280,000. So yeah, everything's going on. We that budget is for adoption in development somewhat. Blockchain we paid for before we even started the raise, and we're slowly doing everything as we go. But yeah, we definitely have a healthy budget, and that's the point of wanting to do a big raise, which is what we were heavily advised to do because obviously running out of funds to market a blockchain is where a lot of blockchains run into problems. So we have the tech, we just have to get the word out there. But if that's all, guys, we can close it down and we go ahead and play that Lunar Pump on the outro.
Oh yeah, I need to see it one more time.
I'm trying to set up. I'm having a little bit of problem with Streamlabs, trying to get it going. I'm not sure if you can do it on your end and whatnot. I'm setting an outro video because I tried doing it. It's jangling up and down.
Let me see. Oh crap, I don't have it. I actually sent it to you from my laptop. I don't have it on the computer.
It should be saved in the when you go to brand, it should be saved in there. Set as outro video. That's what I've been messing with the whole time, trying to get the outro video. And
gotcha. Oh yeah,
I got it. Okay,
I see what you're seeing.
Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and end the live stream. Thank you for everybody coming. Once again, Infinaeon Fridays every Friday. come over here at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you guys can guarantee that by making sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. Put that on all. Be notified when we do our live streams besides just on Friday. Guys, really appreciate everybody for coming. Make sure to stay tuned for the Luna Pump promo video. An absolutely amazing video, guys. Once again, I'm Squidgrow Joe, DeFi Shaun, Mark. You guys have a great day.
Hello, Moon Boy. Fantasizing about going to the moon again, eh? Have you ever put any thought into how to actually get there? I mean, you are called Moon Boy after all. Shouldn't you maybe go to the moon every once in a while? You've had an idea? And it's going to get you to the moon? Well, it sounds like you need an epic montage.